no, yeah, I'm ready whenever you are, buddy.
Wait, Ghostie. Okay, the recording started. So you can start right now. The topic is Big Mom for Shanks. I have Big Mom. Ghostie has Shanks. Who do you want to start? Sure, I can go first. So are you aware of the fact that Big Mom is called the strongest Yonko?
I'm not aware of that fact. Can you show me that?
Alright, I'll show you that statement. Alright, look in chat.
Hey, bro, whoever you need a Mars, bro, I'm killing him. Shut the fuck up, bitch. I'll kill you, nigga. Yeah, go kiss my feet, bro. Go.
Check chat.
Are you asking something now? Appreciate it, buddy. Are you doing this game? Or is it general?
Send it in the...
Alright, buddy. Yeah, I'm just questioning this translation. I don't know if we can take this as like vibe or whatever.
Well, you're aware of the fact that multiple translation sources do say that this is the correct translation. I can put into detail, for example.
No, the thing is, right? They can say like, with one, I know for a fact that the translation don't say being the same thing, hence to mean different translations. But the reason I'm putting this, and I don't know where we got this from, or like tell me where we got this translation from, one, and two, the credibility of it. Yeah, it's got some credibility, man. It's just a very nice translation.
Alright, one sec. No, I'm not even okay. Let's go to deep path. Okay, so, what's it called? For example, it literally says this, mightiest for impersonated in a way, so it's not just a baseless translation. It does come from a source that is reputable for translating things, so, I mean, do we have a reason to believe why this would be an uncredible translation? Because we do have basis.
The strongest for standing in your way. Are you trying to say the strongest motherfuckers, or?
It just says the strongest Yonko. So they're the strongest within this category, which is a Yonko, right? So let's see Yonko who's within this category. Meaning that both, more important than Big Mom in this case, is stronger than
I don't see what's happening in the translation. I can accept the mightiest for impersonating your way. Most of the pain emperor has been like multiple verses. Look at the people to the fact that the emperors are mightiest, which is critically negative about, because the emperors stand at the top of the hierarchy.
Okay, for one, that wouldn't even make sense because there are people that are stronger than the former person like Mihawk, above Shanks. Second of all, I can put this in a ChatGPT and show that like the interpretation that scan isn't as accorded in the grammatical interpretation of English. Grammatically, that doesn't make sense. When you say the strongest X, right? Strongest within the category. That's, for example, you can even give I don't even need to put it in ChatGPT because you can even see like a preponderance in the narrative itself. For example, when Mihawk is called the strongest swordsman, right? That's not to say something about swordsman in general. It's to say that he's the strongest within that category. Or like the same thing with like Whitebeard being called the strongest man, etc. So
yeah, I'm doing this. My eyes pretty interesting in this. Come on, Damish. Okay, yeah. No, I don't really. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, right? But this is thing that Kaido is Big Mom's strongest emperor. Is that why it says strongest emperor? It's not just like, oh, specifically Big Mom's the strongest. That's correct. I'm correct in that.
It's talking about both of them. Like you see in the scan that both Big Mom and Kaido are in the scan.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess I can agree that the scan says that they're literally the strongest emperors, but it doesn't refer to one or the other, right? It's only saying that they're strongest because they're two standing together. So it's like a team almost. I don't really care. I guess I could agree that Big Mom and Kaido together would be stronger than Shanks, yeah. But it's not saying that, okay, these two are the strongest of this category. They're strongest because at the moment they're staying together as a team, right? That's why it's like, it's alluding to who's the strongest, not the fact that it's like, oh, these are the best emperors, aka or Yonkos, the strongest Yonkos, sitting next to each other.
Wait, but what's it called? To say the strongest X, right? It's an individualistic thing. Again, there's most of the time in One Piece, like we see the way they phrase strongest statements isn't going to be like indexed to just two people being able to be the strongest of one thing. For example, Mihawk, strongest swordsman, Whitebeard, strongest man. It's not like Whitebeard in a group are known as this, or Mihawk in a group are known as this. It's them individually. So even though the scan is referencing two people, right, it used to be the fact that they both individually share this, which is more supported in the story and how they use the strongest shit, rather than being some kind of like fucking, what's it called? Oh, they're called the strongest emperors. Just really saying that both of them together are the strongest emperors. That doesn't really make any grammatical sense. Like, again, I could even put this in ChatGPT. Like, you're not going to see this ever.
Yeah, sure. Put it in chat. I don't agree to that, but sure, put it in ChatGPT.
You don't agree to ChatGPT?
That's not, bro. I don't agree to any of that, but sure, put it into ChatGPT.
Any of
ChatGPT.
What do you not agree to? I mean, I gave an argument, so it's fine if you don't like agree to it. But if you don't like ChatGPT, I can explain why it should be valid.
I explain, right? The statement itself is not saying that, okay, these are the two strongest emperors. No, it's saying that this is the strongest in this group, like it's the strongest team, right? Because there's two emperors, that's why they're putting next to each other, and that's why they make the statement, right? Because nowhere else in the manga does it like, oh, Big Mom's the strongest emperor, or oh, Kaido's the strongest emperor, right? It doesn't say that. And when he says this, when we see them standing next to each other, right? So then now that begs the question, why is it saying when we see them next to each other? Does it mean that one, they're the strongest emperors, or two, they're the strongest team of they're the strongest like team of emperors in the whole thing? That's what I'm saying, right? This isn't like a power scaling fucking statement. It's a thinking thing. These are at the moment since they're teaming up, since they're two Yonkos together, right? It's not saying that, oh, Big Mom and Kaido are the two strongest emperors, so we're gonna put them together and be like, these are the two strongest emperors. So that's not the statement. It's a statement is alluding to. Hey, no pussy. My bad, bro.
All right, one sec. I'm gonna get something for you, and then I'm gonna respond. Okay.
Sure, buddy.
Yeah, I'm good. What the fuck? I have to restart my.
Yeah, what's scaring you, bro?
No, nothing. I don't have it in my server. I thought. But anyways, like, okay, that's fine. Because either way, like, that doesn't really respond to what I said. So, like, obviously, fuck you, Joe. Obviously, what's it called? The like the reason you like that doesn't really address my argument that I said earlier about like how like typically strongest statements are going to be like individualistic. The fact that they're standing together doesn't really prove anything, and obviously why they're not the strongest emperor individually. For example, I'm not even arguing that Big Mom is the strongest emperor like individually. I'm saying that she and Kaido are the strongest emperors, isn't comparing them individually to others, right? So for example, Big Mom could be that's why she's not called the strongest emperor. As for Kaido, the reason why he's not called the strongest emperor, I don't think is really relevant. I don't see the relevance in him not being called the strongest emperor in other times in the story, but that could also just be because he's known as the strongest creature, which holds like more what's called weight, because it's next to all living things, which would include the Yonko.
Okay, yeah. One, I was actually give like more than two examples as this not being used or strongest not being used as an like sense in One Piece. So what I'm trying to
Can you repeat that?
if I'm like stuttering, I don't know if I'm messing up.
What'd you say?
Or I'm saying right.
What'd you say? Wait.
Wait.
Yeah, I didn't hear
Oh, okay. I said, yeah, no, you're good. I said, give some like meaningful examples or like stuff you could take into consideration as like completely valid, right? When we say that the strongest can or only used in the individual sense, right? Because what I'm saying is that they're not saying these are the two strongest emperors, right? That's not what this statement is saying. What this statement is saying is that the strongest of the four emperors was using two emperors together as a team, right? That's why it's possessive almost, right? Point are a team. They're a team of emperors. Therefore, they're saying that what you guys said, maybe the statement means they're only the strongest when they're together. So that might help you out. No, I just, it says I just shit. When you translate it between text, the strongest of the four emperors is using the two emperors together as a strong team. Not saying that individually, these two niggas, or out of the four emperors, these two niggas are the strongest. Because once again, it is relevant. I think I'm pretty sure the money is wrong. But you said earlier that them not being stated the strongest Yonkos outside of this would be irrelevant. But I think that is irrelevant, right? Because if outside of this, they're not nowhere, like nothing implies that they're strongest Yonkos, why would this statement, this one singular statement, automatically validate it and like make it relevant?
Alright, just give me 1 sec because I have to do some. I'll be right back.
There you go, buddy. Take your time.
In the meantime, I'll be debating for him, so can you guys alright? Yo, shut the fuck up, bitch ass nigga.
You sure talking? Hey, goes in the ear, so my bad, bro. You know some shout you, bro. You know what fuck I did with me? Look, you can't even see copies like you're stuttering and stumbling against Lukas. Your English is terrible. Your point is already. My bad. I've been mad for over children and shit. Like,
You're upon judge.
yeah, I'm gonna watch the recording with you, bro.
Alright, I'll see.
I got that.
Yeah, GG, bro. GG, bro.
Go see. So just give my response, right? My interpretation, like obviously you're saying it's talking about them as a team. The problem is that my interpretation is just saying that like, these two individually are just strongest of this class, or to put them above the other two. Now, of course, the problem is that more inverse examples and inverse evidence. Even if ChatGPT agrees with you, right? The problem is that ChatGPT's where we have no reason to believe it's basing it off the One Piece context. You didn't even give it a One Piece image or anything like that. So within the One Piece context, right, which can obviously use phrasing differently than it can in real life, what's it called? Like in One Piece context, you see that these titles are more often than not individualistic terms, right? They're not meant to be like talking to a group if you're just the strongest of something as talking about characters, right? Just because they're standing together, I don't think that's a good like symmetry breaker for these other examples that we see between like Mihawk and like Whitebeard.
Okay, yeah. I'm in the country. I think we just have or keep going back and equal interpretations on this. I don't give anything else.
I mean, no, I just gave the inductive, and that's about it. I don't think I need more.
Okay.
You can move on to your scaling.
Oh, fucking yes. Okay. What else? What else?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilistic is something. Shut the fuck up, bro.
Yeah, just forgot the debate right after.
Man, I'm trying to remember.
I'm gonna I didn't. Oh shit! This is my bad. Hold on. Yeah, my bad. Here.
Yo, we do know, bro.
I'm sorry, big brother, but you're right. Anyway, yeah. Which, yeah, small text, listen to kanji, which is that little fully gone thing.
I thought we were concluding on this shit.
Oh yeah, I forgot something.
Yo, this nigga stupid, bro.
Wait. My shit really deserve a super solve. Like, someone solved. Took me to solve the super solve my shit. Like, I guess?
Okay, listen. Quick question. So, is this something you pulled into ChatGPT or to reinforce the idea of, like, ChatGPT supporting the point?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's already like I already told you what I think. In this case, it wouldn't be more valid than story evidence, but like okay, like that's already addressed by something I said earlier. It's not like something new.
Yeah, sure, buddy.
So then we could just move on.
Yeah, no, do you think that's enough for the record?
I mean, do you want to get into your scaling? Because you're asserting Shanks being above Big Mom, so. Depends.
Oh, yeah, I mean, by your own choice, I think Shanks could be like at least a little bit relative to Mihawk, and Mihawk is above Big Mom, to your own concession. We need to get into the whole Mihawk equal Shanks thing we can.
You think Mihawk and Shanks are dead equal?
Not to say dead equal, but I feel like they're equal enough to where if we would say Mihawk is above Big Mom, then we could also go ahead and say Shanks will also be Big Mom. I don't think they're like this at relative, but this at equal, especially the Yonko and post-time screen Mihawk.
Without presuppose that the gap between that we can verify that the gap between Mihawk and Big Mom is more than the gap between Mihawk and Shanks. How could you prove that?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, if you can prove that.
Yeah, I got you. Wait, I don't know. Right. Okay, so you're basically asking the show, or like your reasoning as to why the gap between Shanks and Mihawk would be greater, or like less than this gap between Big Mom's Mihawk.
Yeah, I'm saying okay. So if you think that Shanks and Shanks and Mihawk are relative enough so that like Big Mom is below Mihawk to a greater degree, right? If the gap between Big Mom and Mihawk is greater than the gap between fucking Mihawk and Shanks, where Shanks is above both of them, then I can agree to that. But you have to verify that like the gap between like Shanks can push Mihawk further than Big Mom for that to like actually work.
Okay, I don't think it's like a thing who could push him further, right? I don't think you have to judge it by that metric. I don't think you have to judge it by that metric, man.
Like, okay, who is combatively closer to them? If you were to rate their combat power, right? Mihawk's 100, right? You're saying that Shanks is a 99, and Big Mom's gonna be like a 98 or some shit lower, right? But she could end up just being between them, right? So like that's why I'm trying to see, like, okay, what?
Wait, so are you like saying? You're not affirming this, right? You're asking me to give or validate as the reason what the gap.
I already affirmed my reason for having Big Mom above Shanks. Now I'm trying to see your proof, right? You're on the affirmation right now that Shanks is above Big Mom.
Wait, am I confused? Are you not affirming that the gap between Big Mom and Mihawk is like not as substantial as the gap between Mihawk and Shanks? Is that what you're affirming right now?
I already affirmed that. I'm putting into question why this.
Okay, so yeah, sure. Can you prove that, please? Yeah, could you prove?
Idiot. That was the point.
Could you prove that? No. You just you just verbatim agreed to the fact that you're trying to say the gap between.
Hey, no. Oh my fucking god. The point of my scale was implicitly implying that Big Mom would do better against Mihawk, or she's combatively closer to Mihawk than she is to Shanks. The point is.
You say implicitly implying. Holy fuck.
Fuck you. I'm starting right now. But what was I saying? The point is, now you were trying to assert that the gap is closer, right? That's what you began as. That's the point of your scale. I'm trying to see evidence. Oh my god, he went on deafen. Oh my god.
One person, I think.
Yeah.
One person.
Okay, you know what? We can just judge off my fucking scale. I don't care.